there, sports fans. Welcome to another episode of Playitright TV. And today we have a super special guest. So excited to have her, the new champion, the brand new champion of the Anvaya Cove ICTSI Ladies Invitational Golf Tournament that was just held here in the Philippines. Bianca Pagdanganan.
Hi everyone. Hi Dyan. Thanks for that intro. And thanks for having me here.
Yeah, super, super thanks. And for everybody's information, Bianca is now in Florida, correct? You
Yes.
flew right away after winning the tournament, right? You didn't really stay long in the Philippines.
Yeah, I flew out the day after.
Wow, that was
Quick
pretty quick.
turnaround, yeah.
So that win was your first professional win.
Yep.
Oh, and the tournament, by the way, was sanctioned by the Taiwan LPGA.
Yes, yes.
So, wow, your first tournament as a professional. How did that feel to win in the Philippines?
It was a really great experience overall. I mean, I turned pro in 2019 and then from then I flew to the US. So I never really had the opportunity to play at home. And
Mm.
of course, heading into every tournament, you really want to win. But with it being at home, it's like there's that extra drive to win it. It's different when, you have a home crowd, like my family was able to watch, my friends, my coach was able to watch. So it was a really great experience. I mean, it was different. It was also very hot that week. But, nonetheless, I enjoyed it. The course was beautiful. It was the first time I played Anvaya for a tournament. So I enjoyed every bit of it.
Well, I was going to ask you because, I mean, since you turned professional, as you said, you've been playing in the US, you spent practically the whole year. You've played
Yeah.
2 years in the LPGA, correct?
Three. Three.
Three. Three,
Yeah.
yeah. So you haven't really played, I mean, of late in the
Yeah.
Philippines. So, I mean, did it feel really different? Of course, other than having so much support here, I mean, the conditions, I'm sure it was like very different now from what you've been used to the last couple of years.
I mean, I think I was more excited, if anything. I was just like, wow, I'm finally gonna be able to play at home. Because, like you said, I'm in the US probably 10 months in a year. So when I'm home, it's really just, spending time with my family, seeing my friends, and really just more of like a rest and recovery kind of 2 months that I'm home. But at the same time, it was really nice because, like you said earlier, I flew out the day after the tournament because I already had the tournament the week after. So at the same time, it was a good preparation. Really great golfers from other countries were able to play. So it was a fun experience. And I wouldn't say I was nervous, but it was people were saying, they were expecting me to win. And I was like, I'm really just trying to, soak in this experience. Like you said, it's my first time playing at home. And it was a new course that I've never played. Conditions and the weather was very different from what I'm used to. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. I guess that's why I also played really well. The overwhelming support, so it helped my game a lot.
I mean, what a big, I mean, I think it's such a confidence booster for you because being away from the country, although when you come back, parang there's pressure to win here, di ba? Like you said, you were expected to win. And to win by such a big margin, I mean, it must have been really, really good for you, like to start off the year 2023.
Yeah, I would definitely say it was a confidence booster in terms of my game. And I mean, when I was home, I took a couple weeks off, after the season from last year and then holiday festivities. So I was maybe a little bit nervous because maybe I would say I was a little rusty in terms of competitive golf.
Yeah.
But it was also fun because I was able to see so many friends, from junior golf who also turned pro and my
Right.
teammates from Taiwan. So it was nice. I that's all I could say about that whole experience. I think I play my best golf when I enjoy my company and the people I'm around. So it's it's something that will always be memorable for me.
For sure. Well, we're super proud of Bianca, of course, a gold medalist in the Asian Games, always representing the country, even in the Southeast Asian Games, right? By the way, oh, you're not going to be allowed to play na pala for the Philippines in the SEA Games or the Asian Games because they're not allowing pro golfers, right?
I know Southeast Asian games pros aren't allowed. I'm not sure about Asian games because I know all the other sports allow pros. Maybe eventually they'll allow pros for golf again. So that's hopefully something to look forward to in the future also.
Yeah. Okay, so you have now moved to the United States, and also recently you just moved to Florida. So can you tell us about your move there? Sinong kasama mo dyan? And you are now playing in the Epson Tour, correct?
Yeah.
How is your move to Florida, and why what prompted you to make that decision from
I work
California?
with, oh, okay. So I work with a coach here in Florida, and I feel like it's kind of nice. The weather is pretty similar to the Philippines. Like it gets really humid. So last year we spent the summer here, like when I was practicing, and it
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of home. So I guess it's a good thing. I'll always take something from the Philippines with me. But I mean, it's been good. My dad's still with me. My dad travels with me full time. He's like sort of my manager. But
Oh,
again, it's also nice to have company. You know,
for sure.
golf is such an individual sport. So at the end of the day, you're not dealing with things by yourself.
Yeah,
So that's really nice. But I guess the weather in Florida is a lot better. There's so many golf courses to practice in. And in terms of like traveling, it's much easier. We have a big airport, so a
yeah,
lot of pros from moving to Florida.
yeah. So how many tournaments are you set to compete in this year?
So I think I'll be playing mostly Epson, and then I still have some sort of status on LPGA. So whatever tournaments I can get into the LPGA, I'll play it. But with the schedule, it's like every other week there's really a tournament, whether it's LPGA or Epson. So I'd probably say around like this is a bad estimate, I should know, but around like 25 to 30,
Oh, other
25,
week, man.
30. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, it's not 25 weeks straight. There's probably going to be like four in a row, and then you're going to have like a week off, and then another three or whatsoever. So, yeah. It's stuff like finalizing your schedule. I write everything down, and then I look at my calendar, and I'm like, oh, everything's back to back. But, it's fun. I enjoy what I do. I love competing. So, you don't really realize it when when you're playing.
Yeah, for sure. So who organizes your schedule? How do you choose which tournaments you're gonna play in? Does your dad do that for you? Do you discuss it with him? And how far in advance do you do that?
So I actually did it last month. I'm
Oh,
a visual learner, so I have a planner and then I write everything down, like all my tournaments, what LPGA and Epson tournaments overlaps. I write everything down and then I kind of just sit down with my dad and we talk about it. Like, okay, so this week there are two tournaments. Are we gonna try to qualify for LPGA or are we playing Epson? I think, since the season's only starting, I'm probably gonna play both, but towards the middle, it depends on where I'm at in the priority list for both the LPGA and the Epson. If I have a better chance of playing in the LPGA and keeping my status, maybe I'll play there. If I have better status in Epson towards the end of the year, then I'll play there. So you kind of just go with the flow until you build up more points and then see where you're at in the priority list. But when you're starting off, it's more of like playing as much as you can, at least in terms of my schedule. So I think I do most of it and then talk to my dad, and if he agrees, then great. And then we just talk about a lot of things. So it's
yeah.
nice.
So you have to be super flexible, right?
Yes, yeah, of course. You
So
have to figure out which ones to prioritize and stuff like that.
yeah, so I know that's always a tough decision. Do you also travel with your coach?
No, not really. Well, so I've coached Kurito in the Philippines, and then sometimes he flies over here to, if it's like big tournaments, if majors, then we'll fly him out. And then when I'm here in Florida, I also have a coach here, so it's like every time I'm at home here in Florida, I have time to practice with my coach. But he doesn't necessarily travel. Sometimes he does, but not for all events.
Right. And do you have a permanent caddy?
Yes, I do. Yeah, he's the same caddy from last year, so it's nice. It's hard to get a new one because you have to get accustomed to it, and then it's like going through a new process. And I like kind of sticking to what I'm used to,
Yeah,
and
and
I'm already comfortable being around him. He knows what I expect of him, so it's always a good thing.
he's also based in Florida.
No, he's in Georgia, which
Oh,
is
okay.
very close.
Georgia, not too far away.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a very busy life as a professional golfer.
yeah.
seem to be enjoying it. It's I know it's like super tough.
Yeah.
Um, can you sort of describe an average day? I know every day is different. It depends if it's a tournament, if you're on the road, right? If you're practicing, but
Yeah.
what could you give our viewers a little bit of an idea of what it's like day
So
to day?
okay, so if I'm in season and I'm at home in Florida, my schedule is usually like I wake up at 7:30 and then I usually get out of the hospital at 8:30, get to practice at 9, and then I practice for like 4 hours. So I leave at around 12:30 and then I just I like getting things done in the morning. So then by 12:30 have lunch and then sometimes I work out depending on the program that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I rest afterward. I do something else. Like I read or I cook or I bake. I need
Cook.
something else going on. so so I can take my mind off of things.
That's good. You cook some, huh? So you make your meals sometimes.
Yeah, I actually learned how to cook last year. I was like, I have my own place. I'm gonna maximize my kitchen because I've always said that. I was like, once I have my own kitchen, I'm gonna learn how to cook, and I did learn how to
Wow.
cook. So I enjoy it. And then recently, I just enjoyed baking. I'm trying to have more hobbies. I think it's so important to have like a balance, a work and life balance.
That's normal. What normal women do, right?
Yeah.
Because life on the tour, golf or tennis or other sports is definitely not really super normal. But we're very proud of you. So, what
Thank
is your
you.
tournament, Bianca, that you are preparing for?
So I have a tournament next week in Arizona. It's an Epson event. It's can't remember. It's in Longbow. That's near the golf course. But it's next week. So next week actually is the start of probably a 3 week stretch.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be one in Arizona, and then I'm gonna try to qualify for an LPGA event, and then after 2 weeks in Arizona, there's one in California. This
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the schedule at the top of my head, but
Yeah.
yeah, those are like the next couple weeks for me. Three tournaments, three, four
Okay.
tournaments.
And tell us about your game. So I'm sure you're really happy about it. Are there other aspects that you're trying to improve on, let's say this year for the next couple of tournaments?
I mean, obviously, like after every tournament, there's always something to improve on. You take away some positives, and then you also have to, talk to your coaches. My dad, because my dad always watches, so he really is able to see what I need to improve on or sharpen on my games. I take down stats, and then in between the practice sessions that I have, that's when I work on things. But the goal really is to be more consistent and to be better than what you were in your last tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really excited with like how my or where my game's headed. So I'm just looking forward to a lot of things this year, and of course sharpening my game.
Yes.
It's exciting. It's always fun starting off the season when you feel good about your game or knowing that you can improve some more.
Yeah. Who are your best friends on the tour? Do you have girls that you talk to more than the other Filipinas in the in the Epson tour? Like Yuka, do you still see her? See Dottie, ganon?
I see Yuka when I play. I see them from afar because obviously our practice schedules don't really match. So it's
Mm,
like you're on like hole number one, and then you see them from a distance on like a different hole. You're like, oh, there they are. But yeah, I see Ate Dottie. There's also another Filipina, Ate Clarice, and then Abby Arevalo. I see her on Epson. So there are more Filipinos coming out on tour, which is really exciting because you see
mhm.
all like the Koreans, the Japanese, the Thai players. They all have such a big group, and I want that for the Filipinos too. So that's also nice. But I mean, I've had friends from college also play on LPGA or Epson. So
Mhm.
I guess a couple of girls that I really am good friends with would be like Matilda Castren, Kelly Dan, Andrea Lee. So it was nice that I was able to play in college and see those girls I played with, play in the big leagues as well.
Yeah. So a lot of the girls on the tour, like anyway, the ones from the US have come out of college.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay. And so for Filipinos, I mean, we have so many young junior golfers here, right? Wanting
Yeah.
dream of making it to the pros, what advice would you give them?
I think it's really to enjoy what you're doing and don't be too hard on yourself. I feel like in golf, a lot of us are perfectionists, but it's it's gonna be hard if you're just tough on yourself the entire time. Like you're not gonna enjoy the process of getting there. So that's like one thing I learned because you don't want to get burnt out too early. So it's more of enjoying the process and realizing that you're gonna make mistakes along the way. But on top of that, you also need to have a very good support system. Like
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate to have my family, my friends to support me since day one. So I think that's one of the most important things to really understand if you want to be successful and honestly in whatever it is that you're doing. So it's just enjoying the process and know that, you're going to make mistakes along the way, but that's what's going to make you a better person or player.
Mm-hmm. And what works for you if, let's say, you didn't have a good round or you didn't have a good tournament? How do you pick yourself up and move on?
I think it's important to I feel like a lot of us have different views on this, but I feel like it's really important to process your emotions too. Like it's okay to
Mm-hmm.
sit down and be upset about it because that you're human and you feel all these things, but it's it's like if you keep shoving it aside, if you just keep pushing your emotions away, it's like how are you going to understand what you're going through? But after that, after a tournament, after a bad round, it's like at the same time, it's over. So what are you gonna do about it? It's just working, waking up the next day and just having more focus on your next practice round, realizing what you have to work on, what you have to improve on from the past tournament, and you know, just take the positives and it's just all a matter of like working hard and moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a psychologist?
Not right, no, no. I
Oh,
have
okay.
a supportive family. I have siblings who listen to me on my bad days.
That's nice. So, will you do you see yourself playing? Are there any tournaments in line for you to play in the Philippines at all, or no more now?
I mean, not right now, but of course, like if the opportunity comes up and my schedule, there's nothing really going on my schedule, I would really love to play in the Philippines again. I love playing at home. It's fun. It's a familiar environment, and I love playing in front of my family and my friends and the people who support us.
Yep.
So,
And what is your home course there in Florida?
I so my coach teaches in Mission Inn. So I wouldn't really say that I have a
Home
home
course.
course. I had a membership last year, but then, since my coach teaches in a different club, I was like, might as well just practice where he teaches. So,
Okay. And Bianca, when you go to tournaments, um, what is something that you always bring with you? Like, do you have something that parang gives you luck or whatever na kailangan mo dalhin? Is there something like that or no?
I wouldn't say that there is, but like when I travel, I always have a backpack with me. And I feel like aside from my phone, my wallet, and my ID, the top of my head, I always have this small pouch with a rosary inside that was blessed by the Pope. So I always have that in my bag. And I just realized that I always put it in there because it feels incomplete without it. I feel like that's the only other thing aside from my essentials that I really have in my bag.
Definitely a lot of prayers. Uh,
Yeah, of course.
do you keep up with the other Filipinos who are competing like in the international scene? Is there anyone that you watch? Let's say maybe Kaloy or Heidelin, syempre. Do you keep
I,
up with
oh, I
of the
follow them on Instagram or I follow Ate Heidelin. So it's really nice to see her progress and the training that she goes through. It's very inspiring, especially as an athlete, like her whole story. So it's it's something nice to look forward to when I see her pop up on my Instagram.
Yeah,
But I
for sure.
always watch from the distance. I love keeping up with sports, so anything that pops up, I always read it. So I would
Nice.
say for the most part,
About
yes.
the Paris Olympics. Are you gonna try to qualify for that? And what is the process for that? Pwede
Yes,
ba?
of course. Definitely want to try to qualify for the Olympics. It was such a fun experience in Tokyo, so of course I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to Paris. Hopefully, I think for golf, I think each country is allotted like two slots.
Oh, okay. So
I
you're
think like outside the top 50. is it 15 or yeah,
Mhm.
of the world rankings, if I remember correctly. But of course, I love representing the Philippines, so hopefully Paris I'll be able to qualify.
Yeah, that would be so excited. That would be your second Olympics. I
Yeah.
remember, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my 15 minutes is, oh wow, I exceeded. I
It's
promise.
okay.
Thank you so much, Sam, for allowing us to speak to Bianca. Love your energy. Congratulations again on your win here. And we're super behind you here at Playitright TV. And of course, you know that Filipinas are super supporting you. And go get them in the tour.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope everyone else continues to support all the Filipino athletes because it really means a lot to us. Thanks for having me again.
Okay, I know you're gonna go out and practice now, so have a good
Yeah.
one.
Thank you.
Hope to talk to you again soon. Thanks,
Yes,
Bianca.
of course. Bye.
Anytime.
All right, so hope you enjoyed our chat, catch up with Bianca Pagdanganan, who was really doing the country proud in the international professional women's golf tour. We wish her all the best. Good luck, Bianca, from all of us here in Play It Right TV. Well, we hope you enjoyed that episode, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel Play It Right TV, where we talk to the greatest about the latest in sports. And please check out our sister company, Playitright.com. They have super nice products, world class items for sports, for fitness, different brands that you will love. They always have great promos, so please check them out, Playitright.com. All right, that's going to do it for now. Until the next time, God bless. Maraming salamat. Thank you.